Hi guys, I would like to share with you today one of my favorite portions from Torah. It's called TISA. It's a golden calf. It's a very special portion. It's a portion of my birthday, and each of us born in our soul choose to born specific day, specific week, which is each week it represents certain Torah portion, Zohar portion, and there's a lot of secrets contained inside of our own Torah portion. It's connect to our soul journey, to our tikkun, to our correction process. So if you study Kabbalah, if you study spirituality, if you study Torah, Zohar, you understand the importance of each of us, the Torah portion, Zohar portion, and it's related to our tikkun, to our life journey. And I have to tell you, every time when I study my own Torah portion, Zohar portion, Kitisa, I'm amazed the secrets and the foundation of everything what's happened right now, especially nowadays. And if we really understand the secrets and the hints the Torah trying to show us, because nothing new under the sun, everything is repetition, what's happened before and what's happening really on Mount Sinai. And it actually says that people, the souls who live nowadays, which is days of the Mashiach, days of the final redemption, this is the souls who actually was present at Mount Sinai and received the Torah and received the DNA of immortality. Because just to refresh your memory, when we were in the desert, we're going through the whole process for 40 years in order for us to gain the vessel. We couldn't just jump, from Egypt to Israel without earning to create the vessel. So what's happened, Creator really want us to go through the journey 40 years. It's really from Egypt to get to Israel, it's less than half an hour. But it took us 40 years to go through the desert, and it's a lot of secrets, a lot of, every week it's so many secrets about our life journey, how many things we can learn from it. Now, what's happened in Mount Sinai, all of our souls who was there present, we received DNA of immortality. Why I want to start from that? In order for us to understand the Zohar portion of Kitisa and what we really lost, we need to understand what we gained prior. And what's happened in Mount Sinai, this is the first time when Creator Hashem spoke to us. And it says, the Israelites, we heard the voices. We saw the voices. So we saw the voice. This is exactly what it says in the Torah. And we couldn't handle this energy. And what's happened at the moment when Creator spoke to us, we die. We die for tiny seconds and we're reborn again. And as soon we're reborn again, we're born with the DNA of immortality. So this is the moment when we receive immortality. And then we ask and beg Moses, can you go and talk to Creator? Because we can't handle this energy. We cannot handle, we don't have capacity to handle this energy. You do this every day. You already, used to intend to. And, Moses was an ordinary person. It says he was half angel, half human. There was no other prophet born and will born as a Moses, right? As a Moshe, which is amazing. And there's a lot of secrets there as well. And remember, Moshe was Pisces, by the way. And we need to understand as well the secret, what is really to be Pisces, spiritual Pisces. And why Pisces is the last sign of zodiac, they're holding all the energy of all other signs. Everyone, so to say, work for Pisces in the sense of provide to the Malchut. So for us to understand what we gain and the appreciation, this portion, it's about teaching us what is really appreciation, how much we need to appreciate what was given to us. And as my teacher, Ralph Burke, was telling so many secrets about this portion, I'm going to share with you what Kabbalists explain about this portion and why this portion actually called portion of woman, because women, in a way, in a sense, they actually finished the tikkun, the incarnation process during the golden calf. I'm going to explain to you as well why. And what's really interesting, just technical things about what Gemara explain as well about this particular portion. You know, we have a 7 aliyot, right? We have a seven calling for the Torah, which is really, really important because there's a lot of secrets about the 7 aliyot. They represent 7 sfirot. You remember, it starts from Chesed until Malchut, and this is really directly connect to us, to our soul's level. And interesting because the Levi, and by the way, the only second reading of this portion actually talking about golden calf, because really the whole the Torah reading of the TISA, it's all about really the tachlis, the heart, the juice of the portion. It's all about really golden calf. And it's interesting enough, specifically Levi's, Levites, it's called in Hebrew Levi tribe, was actually called for the second reading. And what Gemara explained, it's interesting because look what really we have the 12 tribes, right? And with the 12 tribes, Levi actually third in line. We have Reuven, we have Shimon, and then we have Levi. And the third child, usually in family, it's considered the most perfect child. Even when cow, she born the baby, it says the third baby of the cow is considered the most delicious, most perfect meat. And what is the third? We have Yaakov, which is represents central column energy. It's all about balance. And what's happened with Levi on the Kitisa? They themselves and women finished the tikkun because they didn't participate in building of golden calf. And you will think, okay, if they didn't participate in building of golden calf, why they need to be, so to say, representing the golden calf in a Torah reading? Because this is the second reading. And by the way, this reading, the first reading and second reading, is the longest readings of this portion, and especially the second reading. So another secret for us to understand why Creator gave it the opportunity for Levi's to be the second every Shabbat, the second reading. Of course, the first reading we have a Kohen, and there's a lot of information, a lot of secrets, and a lot of it's very deep story about Aaron Kohen and how it's actually connect the story to his two sons. We're gonna go through that as well. But Levi is very important. The golden calf and golden calf, really the portion which is elevated tribe of women, so to say, and Levites. This is the two group of people who didn't participate in the golden calf. And it actually says when they realized in Moses, they miscalculate the 40 hours. Moses told them before he was going to receive 10 sfirot, Debrot, he said, I'm going to go for 40 hours. And they know if when Moses says specific time, he usually always come back on time. And somehow, to quote, they miscalculate the 40 hours and they didn't wait 6 hours. And this is how they start to build the golden calf. Now, what is the 6 hours? There's a lot of secrets about 6 hours as well. Why, for example, in kashrut, when we eat meat, we have to wait 6 hours, and only then we can eat dairy, because the 6 hours represent the balance, the filament, the central column energy. It's, when you eat meat, it represents minus, it represents the judgment. And when you have milk, it represents chesed, it represents positive, it represents plus. Not positive is a negative, but both energies, minus and plus, extremely important. So when you cannot put plus and minus together, you create a short circuit. So what we have as a filament, like in a lamp, right, in electricity, how electricity work, when plus and minus in total balance, then filament, which is in the middle, create a light. So what is the 6 hours? 6 hours we have between dairy and meat product in order for us to create this filament, this restriction, construction, right? With the restriction come the light. So now you understand it's nothing to do with religiosity and because we have to. This is why what's awesome about Kabbalah is they explain everything, and you need to learn, you need to ask questions. Why? It's extremely, extremely important. Why I'm so passionate about, because anything you touch in Torah is the life organism. It's not just book. It's not just something, religious, we've been put in, so to say, in jail, and we have to, read every week and the same thing every year. No, every time when we read our Torah, our soul connect to the energetical force, we're receiving special DNA, which is helping us to live from Shabbat to Shabbat, and then to be ready for the final redemption. We behave differently. We receiving divine inspiration. There's so much in Torah. It's, you can spend lifetime just to study one portion of TISA, and it's in every word, has numerology in secret. And I really want to cheer for women, because another secret I want to emphasize about women, it says, then women who live now our days and who connect to spirituality, who has a big desire for light of creator, they little bit have as well big ego. Why? Because on the soul level, they know then they earn the light. They even harsh and hard on the man who does not want to study spirituality, who doesn't want to work on the tikkun. They become much tougher. So when women who really connect right now, the Israelite souls who connect right now to spirituality, it says this is the woman who didn't participate in building golden calf. Because what's happened there, the moment of when they decide, the Erev Rav, who really was building golden calf, there was partially Israelites and as well the Erev Rav, which is mixed with Israelites. It's the black magic magicians. It's a lot of wealthy people who left Egypt with Israelites because they saw the miracles, who real creator, what is really Hashem, they left with us. And creator told Moses that moment, do not take them. They're going to cause you trouble. But Moses is a good Pisces. He said, no, 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 creator, you see, they saw your wonders, they saw your miracles you made, they will convert and they will transform and they become, they waited for the moment in order to kill Israelite souls. This is exactly what's happened. By the way, this portion directly connect to Purim, and today video I'm making on the evening of the whole day was the Purim Katan, which is another magical day. We can talk until endless about the Purim. So golden calf always fall before Purim. And golden calf is the same story what's happened in Purim when Achashverosh with the, when the whole betrayal what's happened, and how the Israelite, they want to kill Israelite everyone in one night. Same thing was in the golden calf. The Erev Rav would have a mission. The other side, Satan, they wanted to completely kill the Israelites, because they want to remove immortality and they didn't want us to bring final redemption. So very, very important point, because a woman needs to understand the responsibility we have and how this is amazing. So most of the women who comes now, they came with incarnation of the soul who complete the tikkun, who completed the correction. They're really here to support the male side, the men. They come for the husbands, for the soulmates. They come this lifetime to support the sons. They don't really, many times, women who nowadays don't even have to be here, but they cannot sit an upper level, feel righteous and complete, while men here still struggle. They need to come back, they need to support, they need to give more and more help. So this is really important for women to understand that as well. So I just wanted to emphasize a couple of things what my teacher was telling about this portion, because there's nobody like really my teacher is, it says, more you appreciate your teacher, is more you can have better connection with the creator, because the teacher is the first intermediate between you and creator, before first, and then only then your parents. So your teacher even more important than your parents, because your teacher have ability to bring you closer to the creator, to the light, to your soul. So this is how it's important to have a teacher, to have a community, to have a desire to understand who you are. So the Zohar portion of Kitisa, Moses tells the Israelites that he is leaving and he will return within 40 days. So the Israelites, however, miscalculate his returns by 6 hours and believing he will not come back and they start to create a golden calf. One thing as well I want to mention about women not just didn't want to participate, they didn't want to share the gold, the earrings. So what the Erev Rav used to do, they used to come and tore apart from the earring, from the ears, the golden jewelry, and it comes with the blood. And this is exactly what they wanted. So they wanted when they cook, and it was actually, it says it's not the gold we have now. That particular gold had very special energy. This is why the alchemistry, the Kabbalistic alchemistry of the metals like gold and silver, they're extremely important because there's a special energetical force. So the golden calf, Zohar explained, was like a computer system that was like, it was alive. It spoke, it answered the question, it even knew how to think. It did all the things that computers do today. So what is the God? Do we treat the computer like a God? No, we see it as the tool, right? The tool can assist us. So also the many people relied on the computer, on social media, on the vaccination of everything. They create the golden calf. They think this is the solution. No one expects the computer to lead them. And so why would Israelites create golden calf? It doesn't make any sense if you would think, because they really, at that moment, they sold themselves and they let it away the immortality, right? So the Zohar tell us that when it took place, it's over 3,500 years ago. It's actually taking place right now in our lives, because unfortunately, the same consciousness exists right now. Many people prefer to live with golden calf now. What it's meaning, we still consider the physical things, the entertainment, the luxury, the approval, the compliments, it's all golden calf. It's more significant than actually our consciousness. But the consciousness is not something we can feel and touch. This is what the Kabbalists meant when they say mind, consciousness over matter, over physicality. We have a saying, one of my favorite saying in Hebrew, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tehla. So mind over matter means that our consciousness control our physical world. This is very, very noble and beautiful idea. Yet how many of us, when we are trapped in particular circumstances, give up the physical condition or to, circumstance of despair, so to say. We run to a lawyer or accountant without even thinking the moment, wait a minute, before I'm gonna go and completely to rely on someone, can I change this with my consciousness? What we observe as the problems in our life always relates to something of the physical nature, but there are never mistake unless there are a mistake in our consciousness. This is why Kabbalists emphasize, and they always say the consciousness, it's everything, everything. Since Moses wasn't with Israelites physically there, they panicked about who was going to replace him. Right away, they need some replacement. It's like a drug. We can't really just live and connect. We always need something to make us happy, to make us balanced. We cannot just have ability to, we can, but we need to learn how. So the Israelites and the Erev Rav, not Israelites, really the Erev Rav, needed something physical. So they they start to build golden calf, like I said, right? So it sounds familiar to us. Human nature is driven to believe that physical existence, it's only a real reality. So the Zohar explains to us, this is what the golden calf was about, and why God and said to Moses, go down, look at your nation. God was not referring to Israelites. He was referring to the Erev Rav. You understand? And he said, go, and he referred to Ha'am. Ha'am in Hebrew, the people, those people, the Erev Rav, who are the band making certain that we are locked into only this physical world, and who do not want us to develop consciousness. You understand? So this is why they were they knew they wanted to remove DNA of immortality. Now in Exodus, God says to Moses, leave me alone. This is what God's saying to Moses, leave me alone now, let me destroy them, and I will make you another great nation. And Moses pleaded with God. He begged him, he said, don't destroy them. How can we understand this verse? Why did God want to start all over again? Right? We know from the Zohar that there is essentially one purpose to existence, to remove our bread of shame and correct the mistakes we made prior to lifetimes. What is the bread of shame? The things we receive for free without really understanding how to appreciate. And it many times comes from the previous lifetime as well. So the reason for which we still suffer, we create chaos in our world and in our lives. So the golden calf spoke and said, I want to get rid of those people. Sorry, my apology. The God spoke to Moses and he said, I want to rid of these people. And I want to make you another great nation. He actually meant that with Moses consciousness, yes, he exactly what Kabbalists explain, through the Moses consciousness of understanding that the physical world is an illusion, knowledge and consciousness is what really control the reality, and consciousness that the physical world is here only for us to overcome the very strong conviction that is the all existent. You understand? We can remove all the chaos with proper consciousness, because the consciousness, it's everything. So the portion of the Zohar is reminded us that the original intent for us is to understand the physical, and physicality was created so that we can remove certain obstacles, and we remove, so to say, the veil of illusion, what's really serving us and what really do not serve us at all. You understand? So by teaching the wisdom of the Zohar, we are trying to change the consciousness of physicality. This is why it's so important to read Zohar, because Zohar represent Or Makif, surround light. It says actually just by connecting with your eyes, with the Zohar, you're already receiving special protection, because your eyes, it's like it's the wind of your soul. And I've always loved my teacher Rav comparison. It's when you go into supermarket and there's a quote, on each product, and when you at the cashier and she scanned the code and she right away knows everything about this product. This is how our soul, just by scanning. But scanning, it's not enough for people who wants to take themselves to the next level. If you scan already for years, it's not good enough. You cannot go to gym and constantly pick up just 5 pounds and expect for you to grow. Eventually you picking up a heavy weight and heavier weight, then you're trying to surprise your muscles, then you applying the different food habits in order for you to see results. Same thing with spirituality. You cannot just scan and to see the same results. Eventually it's recommended to study the Hebrew alphabet to understand how and start to take you to the next level in order for you to get the next level of the light. Another thing I want to mention, actually, I love what Michael Berg said in one of his teachings. So in the portion of TISA, we read about the translated as the sin or the fall of golden calf. We know every time we read something, we awaken the same light. So why would we want to read something again and again? As I said in the beginning, what benefit we really can see by reading the same thing every year? What light reawaken and would seem to help us with negativity? Because Israelites, and they achieve bila mavet lenetzach. This is what I told you, the immortality. It says in Hebrew, bila hamavet lenetzach. Again, I'm going to repeat, it's important to hear this actually as a combination of the text, bila hamavet lenetzach. It's really important. The complete removal of pain, suffering, death. It's really important. What we want to do is find antidote and protection that we can receive. This is why it's extremely important if you have opportunity to listen to this Torah portion, you're going to receive the antidote, the protection from this type of negativity, from the golden calf. Each of us have our own golden calf on different level. Any type of slavery we have, any type of dependence, we depend on anything of some results. This is our mini golden calf, and this is exactly where we're removing the Bila Hamavet Namnetzach, the freedom from the angel of death. Because angel of death, this is only thing his purpose in this dimension, which is he very important in before to bring Mashiach, because he's the one who's constantly challenging us and putting us in a situation where we have opportunity to practice the real spirituality. Very, very important for us to understand that. I want just to make, I put on the side the text from Karen Burke, my teacher, my friend. She's not longer with us, but she's one of the first women really in humanity in the time of since the Mount Sinai. He brought the Kabbalah to masses. So what she did, it's unheard of. The moment when Karen and Raf started the journey, there was no such a thing Kabbalah. Nobody was teaching Kabbalah. Kabbalah was prohibited. Kabbalah was only for a very so to say, very close group of people, rabbis and people who need already finished to study all 5 books and Gemara and Talmud and all the they need to finish the yeshiva and to just to be able to study Kabbalah. And Karen told Rav, we need to bring this to masses. We need to give these tools to people for they need to apply these tools for daily life, to change the life, to remove the pain, suffering, and to bring the Mashiach. So what Karen says, she was bringing actually point from the Midrash. Midrash is the explanation, is the storyteller of the Torah. Like we have 5 books of Moses, and then we have, and then as well, we have a Midrash, which is attached to each Torah reading. And this particularly, she's referring to the portion of TISA, so which tells the story of a family who made the incense for the Holy Temple. And the smell of this incense was so wonderful and beautiful that it went straight to the heaven every time when they used this incense. The secret of the recipe was kept in family from generation to generation, and they wouldn't share this secret with anyone. So unfortunately, this ended up being a mistake for them not to share this with anyone, because in the end, the secret was lost. It says that what truly belongs to us, what truly belongs to person, can never be taken from them. But we are not the ones to determine what is really ours and what is really not. We don't know what really belongs to us, but we need to share our money, our talent, our time, our knowledge, our spirituality, our hearts, regardless. Not calculation, not to make calculation. Of course, you need to learn how to share and giving. This is whole other concept. You cannot just give. Sharing is different concept, but regardless, we here not to be attached or to be entitled something it's ours. This doesn't mean we should go and give everything away and stay with nothing. It's not what Karen's saying she's referring to. Rather, we should know that what is truly ours will stay with us no matter what, and understand that actions of true sharing and kindness are always in our best interest. So I want to finish with Karen's words, my beautiful teacher, and just want to wish to all of us, including myself, to every morning we wake up to have so much appreciation for everything was given to us, the opportunity. And even though we live in limited reality, we live in the world of Sheker, Olam of Sheker, it says in Torah, in Talmud, it's a world of lie. With only in this dimension we're able to practice what really to be creator, what's really to be Hashem. And I wish all of us to remove the golden calf we have in our lives, in our hearts, to always see the bigger picture, to be very sharing and giving beautiful souls who we really are, and God willing, Bezrat Hashem, to bring the final redemption our times, so we can really understand why we're here, and to become part of the collective consciousness, one soul. Much love to everyone. Bye bye.